Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Big Talks and Big Feelings. I am your host, Selena Waddle Harrington. I know I have never given my last name before, but it's because it's a long last name and there's like a story behind it. Uh, my actual, like my given last name is Waddle. I didn't want to get rid of it. My father passed when I was 9, and his only other child also passed away. She passed at 17 when I was 20 years old, and I just felt like I wanted to keep that last name. It's very sacred to me. Um, but I also knew that it meant a lot for my husband, for me to take his last name. So I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna take both. Like, give me both. And so yeah, Wahardo Harrington, and yeah, just a little quick thing about that. I'm coming at y'all live sola. Sola. I am by myself. I don't have any. I have people I could get to co-host with me, but I realized that if I just wait around for people to be available or to want to put the same effort into it, I just don't have people that are. So, what I've learned is that unless they're passionate about it, they're not going to take it as serious and be as eager as I am. And although I enjoy the people that I really, really enjoy hosting with, or when my husband co hosts with me, because once I don't know, once he gets into it, he does get into it, and he gives so much, you know. He's not very great with description words, but he's still fun to listen to me. And like I always get really giggly, and like I like hearing like the way that he perceives things and the way he's taking it in the world. You know, it's a different perspective, and I really enjoy it. Of course, I enjoy hosting with Julie just because me and Julie can really get into like she's so wise. She has so many life experiences and stories, and she's still young. She's only 50. So to me, I don't know, and she's a great I just love interacting with Julie. But I sit and I think about recording all the time. So I just thought to myself, okay, so I'll just record, you know, maybe it gets good feedback, maybe it doesn't. And here we are. Um, so I think today I'm just going to take y'all on a journey of emotions. I'm so sorry. I keep moving, and it's because the setup is sketchy. I I I wish I was home. I wish I was home so bad. For those of you who know me personally and like are an intimate part of my life, you guys know how hard I have worked on my sunroom, because my sunroom was the ideal location for me to start my podcast. I finished it over the summer, early on, I think either May or June, and I'm just so proud of it. I can't wait for y'all to see it. I wasn't going to start my podcast until I went back home. I actually don't know when I was going to start my podcast, but my husband, Logan, really pushed me like in a sort of spontaneous, out of the blue way because of something that happened to me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. R.I.P. Big Mac is that's all I'm going to speak on it. Um, but yeah, so here we are, right? So let me just y'all just forgive this. Like what y'all are seeing right now is not the permanent setup. It's not in any way how I envision. Like I am a perfectionist. And so the way that things have gone with the episodes, with like the topics, the way they seem, sometimes they just seem like bantering turning into a focused like, you know, a focused conversation. The thing is, in general in my life, I can't keep direction. You know, I am very scatterbrained, and my mind wanders, and then I always think about like side quest conversations. So I just I hope that some of you can get with it, because that part I can't really change. Um, there are so many things that I want to talk about and, just give the world my perspective on, my unsolicited perspective at that. So, yeah, let me just take you on this little journey. Last night, well, just in general, the month of September has been very difficult for me, probably, I say probably, for sure, since 2018, because on September 21st, my younger sister, Birdy, she took her life. And it's just a difficult time. So she turned, her birthday is August 16th, and the last time that I physically saw her and got to hug her was August 31st. And I think I just dwell on that number, on these days so much. I'm sorry. I'm a lot better at it now, but I definitely recognize sometimes when I start to dissociate, it's like I go back into this. It's like I mentally, I just time travel back, and it's it's part of the journey. But last night, I I thought about Birdy in the middle of the night. It was like 3:33 when I started typing, and I try and type. I try and write when I feel like that. And so I did, but I got to really thinking about, my sister Birdy and her life, and I just want to share. I want to share with you guys. Give me a second. I can pull this back together. If not, I'm just gonna cut this shit out. So we'll start with the basics, right? My sister, her name was Victoria Guajardo. I just knew her as Birdy. Or honestly, like her entire life, she was Birdy to me. My mom gave her that nickname. She was born premature. Her birthday, she was born on August 16th of 2000, and she took her life on September 21st of 2017. So she was 17 years old. Her favorite color was pink. I will never forget that. I think that's like the thing I will never forget. Obviously her life and those important details, but her favorite color was pink, hot pink. And she went through a phase where she loved like animal prints, like, like the zebra prints and the cheetah prints and the leopard and the tiger and stuff like that. I'm so glad she never went through like a cow print thing. Although recently I almost did. Thank God I didn't though. What I think about when I think of my sister is her face and her laugh and her hands. And I'm going to elaborate for y'all, but it's so embarrassing. I don't want to be one of those people that like cries on the internet. I don't know why I did that. But I don't want to be one of those people that like gets mocked or laughed at or like cries on the internet. But it's fucking hard to talk about. But I feel like I need to talk about it to get it out. Because if I can get it out to you guys, I can get it out to the world. And then Birdy actually exists in the world still. Okay. Enough with the fucking tears, right? So, Birdie's face. When I say I think about her face, obviously we all want to remember, you know, our loved ones that we've lost. But I don't think of her entire face when I think of Birdie. I think of her lips and her nose and her eyes and her eyelashes and her flat cheeks. My sister definitely got like the native look. She took those native genes. They were strong with her. And she had beautiful lips. They weren't her lip lines. She had, big lip lines, but her lips were not pronounced from her face. She just because she had such a flat face. Obviously, I say so flat. It wasn't that flat. Like it kind of sounds a little dramatic, but she had like the long, narrow face. Versus me, like all of my features protrude from my face. Hers were less, protruded. She was beautiful. Anytime that anyone sees a picture of her, they say she was beautiful. Oh God, oh my God, the fucking amount of people. It's always men who are like, I don't understand why she did that. She was so beautiful. You can be fucking beautiful and be depressed, dog. Like, how fucking stupid can someone be? God, I'm sorry. Sorry. Let me, let me pull back. Okay, so yeah, she was beautiful. She was so pretty, and me and her always went back and forth about who was the prettier sister, and I'd always tell her she was, and of course she always like try to negate, say no, it's me, but no, she was like she was beautiful, way more beautiful than I ever could be on the inside, in my heart, and like my soul, my mind. She was just beautiful. She was so innocent. Obviously, she did fucking things that teenagers do, but she was just so innocent. I feel like she did it because I always feel like Birdie was trying to survive and just be like live life at the same pace as she saw other people around her living it. And I think I just feel like she was still so innocent. I feel like she actually didn't want to do some of the things that she did. I think she was like curious because everyone else was doing it. And so she did it too. And then she was just depressed. Honestly, I've grown to understand that, to see that now. But, and not to make it about me right now, but I was going through shit, I was experiencing my own depression, and my mom, like, she'd seen depression in her siblings and herself, and she just, I don't know, it's like she was just maybe ignorant. Maybe she didn't care. I don't know. I think about this a lot. This is something that I really think about a lot. But back to Birdie, she was very depressed. And I see that now. She went through a little stint where she was on pills. She would take like those triple C's. I don't like the cough and cold for people with high blood pressure. She would take those. She'd take other ones. I'm not really familiar with what. I just know from her telling me that she took other ones. And of course we smoked marijuana, weed. When we were kids. We were kids. Sorry. My eye got itchy because I was crying and it just was like stuck in my tear duct. Anyways, so she was like a typical kid. One time she stole a glass of wine from me. I was like 20 or 21. No, I was 20. I couldn't have been 21 because I turned 20 the same year she took her life. And I was drinking like a glass of wine. And she was like, let me have a sip. And I said, no, Birdie, like, no, because you're going to get mad at me and fucking snitch to mom that I'll let you have a glass or a sip of my wine. And then it's going to be a fucking hellhole. Like, it's just going to be a whole thing. And she's like, no, I'm not, I promise. And actually, that's not how Birdie talked. Birdie had a deeper voice than I did. And she couldn't enunciate her R's her entire life. She got better, but she would say, aw, aw. It's, Oh my God, it was the cutest fucking thing. Yeah. So she could never pronounce her R's. And I can't even, I wish I could remember her voice. I can't remember her voice. And I don't have any videos that are like from right before she passed. I don't have any of those videos or anything or voicemails. I had a flip phone when she died, so I didn't have, you know, like pictures. I wasn't like taking pictures or videos on a flip phone. That's another story for another day, but I really wish that I could hear her voice. And the way she enunciated her R's, or lack thereof. But I know I started trying to tell y'all why I think about her face. So let me get back to that. Me and Birdy loved makeup. I still love makeup, but Birdy really loved makeup. And we'd gotten these really nice, like our first time ever receiving not drugstore brand makeup for Christmas from our step grandmother, Miss Darylyn. She's the sweetest. And then, of course, she had some other stuff, but I don't know why she thought I was any good at it. I know that I mean, obviously I watched videos when I was still in high school, and I mean, but Birdie wore makeup more often than I did. And I don't know. I wish I could fucking ask her. I can't, right? But she would wake me up in the morning. At this point, I was probably 19 years old. So she would have been 16. So she would wake me up in the morning. Like, bitch, I already did my time with school and waking up this fucking early. But here we go again, right? She would wake me up and she'd be like, please, I need you to do my makeup. I need you to contour my face. And I'd be like, dude, like, I've taught you how to do this. Like, you know how to do it. It's not changed. Do it your fucking self. She'd be like, no, because you do it right. I'm like, okay. And so here I am, fucking 6 and 7 in the morning sometimes, contouring Birdie's fucking face. And she would lay her head down. I always liked it when she would lay her head like back on my lap, because then I could do it evenly. It was symmetrical. I could do it evenly. But there were times that I looked at her face like this way, and I could never do Birdie's eyeshadow because she literally had the native eyes, like really thin, like I think this is called, like what I have, like a hooded eyelid. Sorry. Hers wasn't like that. Hers was very like what like Asian. I'm not kidding. Like the Asian eyes, I know that the C word is like frowned upon, but I don't actually know another word for it to like describe it. So don't cancel me, guys. I'm just fucking trying to get started. But Asian, I'm going to just say Asian. And she had these beautiful long eyelashes. Oh, that bitch. Fuck her, right? They were thin. They weren't like super thick, but they were so long. So all she really would have needed, like now that eyelashes are a thing, she would have just needed like a couple little, plug-ins or whatever the fuck they're called. And yep, she was pale. God, that bitch was pale, but she always had this beautiful like natural rosiness to her cheeks. It was just so pretty. I mean that, like, it was just her face is just so beautiful. Her lips, I always envied her lips. She was taller than me, so she was very, oh God, she was like so naturally athletically built. She literally would have just hit the gym a couple times and not eat so much junk food. And that bitch, she just slayed all you hoes. Like, I mean, I'm not her, so I'm not like gassing myself. I'm telling y'all how it is. Y'all really lucky she chuck a deuce. Like, really. She had like, I'm not kidding. My sister, like, she was fucking built. She had an ass. She had nice legs. I remember like all the time be like, bitch, if I had your body. And she had like proportionate boobs, man. Like, I just envied her fucking body. Like, and I wish to this day, like, I wish that I could see her as she like grew up and matured and like became like a woman. She was fucking 17. I know she was like almost there, but and I know that like I feel like I always feel weird when I think about these things, but like these are the things that as a sister you fucking think about when your sister decides to like chuck a deuce before she gets to fucking actually live life, you know. So yeah, Birdie was beautiful. She was just fucking gorgeous. She was beautiful. She had beautiful hair. Like, everything about her was beautiful. Back to her fucking face, right? So I could never do her eyeshadow. Like, I sucked at it, but she was good at it. She got it down pat. She would always make me do her lipstick. I'm sorry, I'm shaking y'all. I'm sorry. Earthquake. She would always make me do her lipstick. And Birdie had the little bittiest, tiniest scar, like right here at her cupid's bow. I don't know if you can, like, right here. Because when Birdie and I were probably, I would say, I had to be 6 or 7 years old. So she was maybe 3 or 4 years old. My mom was married to this guy, and they had like this family dog named Bandit. He was like a little Shih Tzu. And this motherfucker bit Birdie on the lip, and it scarred her. She had a scar there. And I always remembered that. I don't know if I ever really brought it to her attention. And it wasn't ugly, like it wasn't significant. Like, you couldn't just see it unless you were really up close to her face. But I always knew where it was from, and I always wondered if the reason that her cupid's bow protruded a little bit more than the rest of her lips was from that. But yeah, she was just beautiful. So Birdie, oh, that girl, yeah, her lips were just so beautiful. I love imagining putting her lipstick on. And I remember after she passed, I thought about that often. Would I ever forget what her lips looked like and what it felt like to trace them? And I haven't. It's only been 8 years. It'll be 8 years this year. September 21st of 2025. 8 years. And I've not forgotten yet. Oh my God. I am so sorry, guys. I thought I was going to be able to do this because I talk about her all the time. I don't know why it's so hard right now. But her laugh, she would shut her eyes really tight and like open her mouth and like throw her head back. And she would just laugh so loud, and she would like fucking grab me. Like, she would grab my fucking arm and just squeeze it. There's this meme that I always see on like Facebook. It's like when people grab you when they're laughing, unhand me gremlin. Because that was literally, I don't know. She just had such beautiful, strong hands. And she had this mole on one of her hands. I guess I knew she had a mole on her hand, but I never like took the time to like remember which hand. And I wish I had. I wish I did. I wish I had. She had a freckle right here above her eyebrow. And my husband does too. Hers was pretty and dainty though. And my husband's is more like a mole, but it's not like, it doesn't protrude or anything. Um, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I disassociate sometimes, and it's because I just get, like I said, I just travel back in time. I start thinking about her like that. My girl. I started calling Birdie birds. I'd be like, hey, birds. Where's birds? But Birdie, what a beautiful name. And, yeah. I just wish that she had stayed a little bit longer. And I hate that she went alone. I don't think I can bear to talk through some of the. I'm sorry. I don't think I can bear to talk through some of the things that I know Birdie and I experienced together. Like the bad things. I definitely can't bear through right now some of the things that I recall doing to her that was awful. It's not an excuse, and I don't want sympathy, but I've had to learn that the reason I was my sister's first bully, and I wasn't even her first bully, I was just her biggest bully, is because my first bully was my mom. And hers was too. And I had so much anger and hurt as a child that oh man. I had so much hurt and anger as a child that Birdie being younger than me and smaller than me, it was easy for me to take out my hurt and anger on her, you know? Sorry. We're planning to go tailgate this Zach Bryan concert at Notre Dame. Uh, it was my idea. I hope it goes well. I hope we can even do that. Uh, Never even tailgated before. I just was like, fuck it, let's do that. Like I know that's a thing because people do that at like Taylor Swift concerts, right? So yeah, right now they're like trying to like figure out how they're gonna do this. The roomies and my husband. My husband's actually watching a football game. He's watching the Florida Gators. Go Gators. That is my dream school. I hope I get to go there one day, even if it's just like for like to finish up my bachelor's or whatever, just take some classes. Like I would just like to be able to go one day. I'm a big Gators fan because of my husband. That and like Itchituckney Springs, they're like my favorite. It's like the first one I ever went to, and it's so beautiful. And it's my favorite because it just holds so much sentiment for me. And apparently, that's where the students from UF and Santa Fe go, you know, do tours for the biology stuff. So that's unimportant. I'm going to wrap this up because they're kind of in a rush. Not because Birdie's not precious and I can't just keep going, but I really just needed to get this off my chest. And even if no one ever watches it, I don't care. I really don't. I just, I just hope that someone will. And you guys just get to know that a beautiful 17-year-old girl named Victoria that went by Birdy once existed in this life, in this world, and that she was just beautiful. She loved the color pink, And she did ROTC. Her dream car was a Bentley or a Mercedes. She never like gave the actual. I was like, no, which one? And she said she didn't know. But she was inspired by the Kardashians. And she loved makeup. Pinks looked really nice on her. She couldn't enunciate her R's. So, thank you guys for listening and for going on that little journey with me. I'm sure that I'll talk about Birdy a lot more later on and down the road. But these are just the good things that I try and hold dear and close to my heart. And that if the world must know Birdy, these are the things that I hope you guys immediately think about. And her favorite artist was August Alsina. And he released a song after she passed away. It was called Fly Away. And it was like he wrote it just for her. I hope August actually sees this shit. I'm not gonna lie, I do. Like, I'm that kind of hopeful. I hope that August Alsina sees this. And if he ever goes on tour or decides to do like a small gig or something, I hope that he plays that song, Fly Away, and he dedicates it to Birdy. Dream big, right? That's what they tell you. This is me dreaming big. So, thank you guys. I'm leaving y'all with this. I gotta go get ready for my little adventure. I love you guys.